So are we cheers?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, that was a nice click.
Okay. So, I have a question for you. Have you ever been friends with
Going right into it.
I'm going right into it.
Oh, damn, okay.
Okay, so have you ever been friends with an ex-boyfriend before? Or like an ex-fling or anything like that?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
But I feel like it's not normal.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you're admitting it.
Okay, I will say, okay, it is so hard to like have a real friendship with an ex.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like frowned upon, and I understand why, because I frown upon it. But okay, I'll tell you the exact scenario that it was long distance, and it like technically still is long distance. Like this man is like 6 hours flight like away.
Yeah.
So I can't just like get up, call him.
Right.
Our time difference is like 6 or 5 hours or something like that.
So you have like a boundary forced on you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a forced boundary, and I think if it wasn't there, there's no way I would have been like just friends with this man.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And if you say that you would, you are a liar. Okay. Like, let's be real, because some of you are like make excuses to yourself. Like, I think the other part of it is it like depends on how much you really like the dude. I think that's a big factor.
Okay.
Like, I think you're gonna disagree with me on this. But
I'm trying to think like at the end of the day, I think being friends with an ex is like
possible or not possible?
I think it's
like,
a lazy
genuine
excuse to not cut them off. Just like you said, how like, you know,
there you go.
If it wasn't for the boundary.
Yes, yeah.
I think, I've been friends with an ex if like it wasn't that bad of an ending, of course, maybe.
Okay, like he didn't like
it was
fuck
like
you over.
Yeah, it was like, you know, like you really didn't like, it was more like I had to understand you in a way. So that's like one thing.
Yeah.
And the second thing, personally, like, you know, like when you're in a relationship, you spend so much time with them.
Yeah.
So it's like that factor too. Like when I maybe like don't have that like friend group to kind of like get over that breakup.
Okay. To like distract you.
Yeah, and it's like I kind of just like missing having like a heart-to-heart moment with someone. Like this person knows so much about me. It's kind of like easy, you know what I mean?
You're comfortable.
Yes, it's comfortable. It's like, because like I've been friends with an ex before, and I'm like, I don't want to get back with you for sure.
Because I don't like you.
Yeah, I don't like you. I know this isn't gonna work, but like you do know a part of me that like I don't share to most people.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like we're both really private people, right?
We're super private.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, once you kind of like open up to one person, it's kind of just
super
like,
private as we talk to the
not
internet.
Yeah. No, trust me, we are really private.
We're really private, yeah.
We're only sharing because it feels private right now.
Right. It's because we love you guys. Okay. To our one follower.
Well, technically 0 followers at the moment, so that's why I think we're open. But yeah, I think it's like, I think it's just the fact that you're comfortable with that person and like you're in your comfort zone, so you don't want to like push yourself to like open up again to another person, or like finding even friendships like it's hard, you know what I mean? So
for you, when you're in a relationship, like is is your boyfriend like your best friend?
Yeah, like I do. I think when I was like maybe younger, I would like have my best friend and my boyfriend, but now that like I'm older, I notice like
you were like, there was like fear in your eyes.
I get so scared easily.
The door, it makes like a really loud like sound when it unlocks.
Low key like a gunshot. But yeah, I think I totally lost my train of thought.
But when you were younger, you had like your boyfriend and your girlfriend, your boyfriend and your best friend separate.
Yeah, but now I think like, you know, like my best friends, like they're all over the world and like, you know, we have our own busy lives. So like, you know, when you're with your boyfriend, you kind of get into a habit of like they become your best friend. So like when that's over, it's like, it is harder.
Yeah. It should be.
But, but if like whoever you were like going on a date with said that like he is still friends with an ex, what would you think about that?
What? Wait. A boy that you're seeing?
Like you're on a date.
Yeah,
and that person admits that like
he's still friends with his ex?
Yeah, like a potential boyfriend.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because I just said that I'm friends with my ex.
So if you flipped it around.
Right.
Yeah.
And they like admit it. Okay, first of all, props to whoever is gonna like admit that like early on, because you're being like super transparent. But like, thank you for telling me so that I can no longer see
like cross you off the list right away.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this: if the man is saying to you like early on that he's friends with his ex, almost like a disclaimer, it's like, oh, so you are still in contact with that girl. You know what I mean?
I feel like he would say it as a disclaimer, saying like, I'm not gonna cut her off for you.
Yeah.
So like, I want you to know this in advance. You know what I mean?
I want you to know that you are here and my ex is here right now.
Yeah, but okay.
You can work your way up and see if I will kick her to the curb, but not at this time. So you gotta prove yourself. That's what that sounds like to me. Like,
if a guy, like 100% I agree with you in the sense that like if a guy I'm on a date with told me that, then I would be like, you should not be on this date.
Yeah.
But okay, because
why are you bringing her up?
I've been friends with I've only done it when I'm like single. You know?
Oh, right.
And it's like lingering there right after the breakup.
Yeah.
But then like when I'm like, okay, like I want to be in a relationship, I'm like, I close that because like
you're done with them. Yeah.
Like, would you say you do the same, or like, have you ever been in a relationship where you're still contacting your ex?
I understand what you mean, because I've definitely done that, and I feel like
you've been in a relationship and you're talking to your ex.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And did your boyfriend know that?
No, never with a boyfriend. Just some dude that I wanted. Had some type of relationship, like situationship.
Okay, so you're in a situationship and talking to your ex, but were you ever with a boyfriend? And
no, I would. That's like a boundary.
That's like cheating, right?
It's at the most it's cheating. At the least it's disrespect. Like you are disrespecting your boyfriend so hard. That is a boundary that you're crossing. Like, and that's assuming that your boyfriend's not okay with it. You know what I mean? Or like he doesn't know. If he's okay with it, I don't want to get into that. Like,
that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. And I don't see to your eye level.
Yeah.
That's something else. But like, so that's how you know that if I was still like kind of talking to my ex,
that means you're single.
Yeah, because the situationship, it was not exclusive.
Oh, I think that's valid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of automatically tells you like the hierarchy of like who I value in my life more,
okay,
and
I guess
who I
respect. Understand what you're saying. Yeah,
who I respect more. And at that time, I respect. Oh, someone's coming in. So, she's leaving now.
They went away.
Okay, bye-bye. We are currently in public space. I would like to say that this is my home, but
it's a part of our home.
Yeah, it's in like one of our what
shared space,
common areas. Yeah. But like I respected my ex like way more. We like he still is like such a great guy. He was one of my. I don't want to gas him up, but like. Like the situationship, like he was a situationship for a reason, and there's a reason I didn't want to be in a relationship with this dude, and there's a reason it was not exclusive.
Okay, so if your situationship was like, I don't like that you're talking to your ex, like cut him off, would you have?
No, because that happened and I didn't.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm like, I'm not a red flag, but like I'm a very transparent like upfront, kind of blunt person at times when I need to be, and I think that's why we connect on a certain level, because we're like connect with like down to earth people who are like kind of upfront. And one of the things about my relationships is like I really hate like leading people on or like giving them
like false hope.
Yeah, like that's not my style.
I agree.
So like upfront, if I feel like something's not gonna happen with you, we're not gonna get it serious, like I tell you. Exactly.
Which is fair, which is like so good.
Right. And at like in our post college, like we're adults, you know what I mean?
Like you're like dating, you're like looking for your husband.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can still have fun, like if that's your thing, but you know,
like we're like grown, and like I tell you like straight up what's up, like that's what's up, you know what I mean? And if you know that I'm not looking for anything serious.
But also, that just means you're not a player, you know? Like I feel like if like somebody was ever dating like letting it seem like, oh, I'm like really interested in you, but I'm not, then that's like a player, I feel. That's
like manipulation.
Yeah.
I agree with you. So I like made it clear that I didn't want something serious with this dude. So I felt free to text my ex.
Okay.
You know, and you can think of it as like a red flag or not. I think that could be toxic kind of like in itself, but I was upfront, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like take it or leave it. I have my boundaries with you in our relationship, but
I think I definitely understand that, because it's like, you know, like if a guy told you that in the beginning, you would take it or leave it, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. So I think you're just kind of like maybe putting out there what you would do if it was the other way, you know?
Yes.
So
that's true. Yeah. Like that's also why I always tell people that I start to date is that like I need honesty from you, and if you feel some type of way or like know that you don't want to be in a relationship, like something happened, I don't know what it is, you need to be honest and upfront with me, because I deserve the respect to know and make my own decisions. And I'll give you that same respect. Like if anything happens and you should know about it, I will tell you, like or how I feel, I will tell you. And what I've experienced is that I'm always this way with people that I date, but I never get that same like behavior back, which is crazy. I've never had the same like respect in that way. I know.
Really? Okay, wait. So like, in what
like,
sense like have people, I guess, not been honest with you in situations where you were like, you could have just said it? Like, was it like they were like leading you on, or was it?
Yeah, like they weren't honest about the way that they felt. And I'm kind of like, I told you up front I can take it. Like I'm like a strong like young woman.
Strong independent woman.
The reason I'm like upfront with you is because like I can take it too, and I want you to be like honest with me for me to have any respect for you, if that means something to you. And like it's always like I find something out later and I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like you essentially try to like hide something from me because you were too scared, you're too much of a coward in order to like
this feels personal. I feel like this is like,
it's personal for me. Like,
it feels personal.
Like you're such a coward. Like, because you're scared about my reaction, and maybe it's because you know that I'm like a strong woman, quote unquote, and I'm not just gonna like be okay with whatever behavior you're trying to hide from me. And it's like, okay, and it's like so annoying because like I always have this conversation with like almost every guy that I've dated in my adult life, and they always are like, I understand you, like I will be that way, and like
they don't
and it's gotten to the point where I think like maybe I'll never be able to experience that.
That's pretty interesting, because like, okay, there was like a point where like I was, I guess, like led on, and I had to kind of like teach the guy Like
teach the guy when you
I
hear
was
that.
like literally like telling me like, you know, this was wrong because X, Y, and Z, and he like literally was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't really like, he genuinely just like was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, like I was leading you on. And I was like, well, you know, when you say things like this, it makes you like, I take it for face value. To be honest, like I think I did teach him because in some weird way I was able to I met a girl that he like after.
You met her?
Not met like in person, but like we got connected. It's a long story, but we got connected. Like it was like some girl he was like seeing like after like we were over, and she was like venting about him. And I was like, yeah, like that's him. But then she was like, but he told me like he wasn't looking for anything. Like he was upfront. And I was like, oh my God. Like a part of me was like, he like proud of him for doing the bare minimum. Like, you know, like he was honest. And that's
that
something.
Sounds like I did the bare minimum.
Like you being honest is like a bare minimum. And like
I understand.
Yeah. And so when I heard that about him, I was low-key like,
it's like the bare minimum, but at the same time so many people don't do it that like it evokes like high respect from me.
Yeah, but like
it's just like crazy.
In that instance I was like, oh my God, like good job, you know? Like because in that instance I was like, I felt bad for her for getting hurt in the situation, you know, but then at the same time like he said his intentions clearly from the beginning. Yeah. And like obviously I'm sure like, you know, she caught feelings or, you know, whatever. But I was just like, that is like what I would have expected from him to do to me. And part of me was just like, I'm so glad that he was doing it now, you know?
Because you taught him to be honest.
Like I don't know if men or like, you know, they like don't think, or like maybe like even women, like I don't know if like they think like, oh, I can change him or something like that. But I'm very much like you, where it's like, you know, like, you know, they say like in the first like day or the first 10 seconds, like you'll know if you want to date a person or not.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not like first 10 seconds.
Me neither.
But like maybe in like the first date or two.
Yep.
I know if I like want a relationship with you or not.
I agree.
Yeah. So I'll just never lead a person on for sure. That's like my thing. Like I can always like be like, hey, like maybe this won't work, but then like it could. Yeah. But then it'll never be like, hey, I like you so much, I love you, like I want to be with you, and then it'll be the total op. I would never do that.
Right, that's like love bombing.
Yeah. Like I would not do that because it's like, I don't know, like I know how it's like to get hurt. I know like I hear stories of my like friends getting hurt. Yeah. And I would not want to do that. Like
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah. So
how many times does Ruby
like
need to hear?
Clutching on.
Yeah, in order to like get used to that.
Crickets. So there's like a lot of people out here.
Right.
So this is like, we are not afraid of social anxiety. Social anxiety is afraid of us. Like, have you seen that? When you like act crazy in public.
Which is what this podcast is all about, because...
But enough about men, you know, and relationships. Like, okay, what about like toxic people in like friendships? Like, how do you deal with that? Because like, with
wait, I had a question I wanted to ask you.
Oh, okay, the hot seat is back.
Okay, for yourself.
Yeah.
Is this something that you do, and do you think that it's okay? Is it okay to go through your partner's phone?
Okay.
And should you do it even? Do you recommend it?
Okay. Yes. I've seen this like just like automatic yes. There's like so many different ways to approach this, I feel.
No, your immediate answer, like,
okay, if I had to just like answer yes or no, mine is yes, but there's so many reasons to back it up, like scientifically.
Sounds like excuses to me.
Okay, first of all, I feel like if I ever have to go through my partner's phone, like that's like a sign where I'm like, am I insecure? Like, am I like hurt with past trauma and I have like trust issues, or if this boyfriend of mine is like being sneaky and I need to look, you know? There's like those two incidents. And then also like, because like I've never looked through a partner's phone like since when we start dating, you know? I'm not like, give me your phone and I do like a search, because it's like we're like in the honeymoon phase, like we're like it's like the best part, so I never do that.
Oh, is it? So it's like triggered by like how you feel.
I think like for me it's been like when I felt when I felt like kind of like insecure where like the relationship is going, but then at the same time like my partner can have full access to my phone too,
right?
You know,
because
like
you have nothing to hide.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know, I saw this video one time where like this girl was like looking through a guy's phone, and the guy, instead of getting mad, he was like, babe, like, do you feel insecure about our relationship? Like, here, like, take my phone, you do whatever you want with it, and like let me know.
Oh, it was like in a loving way.
Something. Yeah.
Okay, I almost took that as like gaslighting.
No. Too much trauma.
Do you feel insecure about a relationship that you have to go through on the phone?
He was like super sweeping. Like, is there something I'm doing wrong that you feel the need to go through my relationship?
Like, I want to fix it.
Yeah,
I want to
like,
help that anxiety lesson for you.
Exactly.
Oh,
and when I saw that video, like I saw it a long time ago, and that was like a standard, and that's like how I want to treat my partner too. If like he ever like feels the need to go through my phone, I want to be like, I have nothing to hide, here you go, and if there's anything you want to talk about that you feel the urge to go through my phone, like let's do it. Like, I don't know, that to me was like, oh, like such a green flag, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Have you ever used that? Like, has a man ever been like, I want to go through your phone? Because I feel like that's not as common. And I don't know if there's some scientific reason why, like, that's more, because it's not like men don't get insecure.
Yeah.
You know? So, like,
the door's about to pop.
Pop.
That looks really cute with your outfit.
Oh, the fuzzy?
I feel like for Halloween, if you wanted to, you could put it on like your butt and be a bunny. A little white bunny.
But then I would lose this $75 mic that I don't want to lose in case. Because
it picks up like all the audio
on my night out. Yeah. Okay, I think this is like a perfect like subtle accessory, so people don't know that we're wearing a mic if we like go out in public.
Yeah.
And, like,
no, this is cute.
Yeah, it's so cute. It's like not obvious.
Like, you could, yeah.
I feel like not a lot of people like.
Oh my god.
I feel like not a lot of.
Like a huge party's coming.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's like nice out, so it's like barbecue season, but I feel like that not a lot of people use this mic, because like when I watch YouTube videos and people are like talking, it's always like the DJI or like the Rode or whatever mic, but this is the Lark 2, and off the bat, setup wise, way easier than the DJI, whatever, the DJI. And it's cuter, it's so smaller, and like it does the job, like audio wise, and it's just like the setup was so
Are they gonna
easy.
sponsor us for this?
Yeah, I mean, this not even like, I'm being for real, like it was
I'm
so
surprised with
easy.
how much in love she is with it. Like, I agree with her.
Yeah,
but I hope you sponsor us.
Cheaper. It's like 50% cheaper of the DJI. And like, I think it's just as good.
And the other one I remember was super heavy. Like, it kept like pulling my shirt down. This is like super light. Yeah, it's super light.
Yeah. So like,
imagine we go like on a night out and like we talk to people and like pick up like record them in secret.
Yeah, and I bet you this could be even like. Wait, what?
Record them in secret.
In secret? We record ourselves in secret, and they just be like, you know, the consequence of being around us. But I feel like that sounds more legal.
Okay, yeah.
But
she's pre-law.
But yeah, I feel like this is like a perfect for like beginner like podcasters or whatever.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Yeah, so we should find like a link and like put a link down below just for you guys, like
just for you guys.
Yeah, honestly, I like did so much research on like the other microphones and wireless ones. Just as good, maybe even better, honestly, and way cheaper.
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay, so let me flip it on you. Do you go through your partner's phone?
Yes, and I recommend it.
She's confident. She's confident.
For me, honestly, like, mine isn't like, it may or may not be triggered by the way that I feel, in like the sense that I don't go through men's phones that I don't care about.
Okay. So if she went through your phone, that means she
I care
really
about
cared
you.
about it. It's a love language, okay?
Yeah, I've gotta like, it's more like me being cautious and smart, in my opinion. I feel like when people are like, going through a phone is like a symptom of being insecure, and it's like, it can be, but at the same time, I feel like if you say that that's always the reason why, it feels a little gaslighty to me, because like, I think it's smart, to be honest, because your phone is like, nowadays it's people's like everything is on there. Like, you could know what type of person someone is just if you had their phone and went through it.
But like, what are you looking, so like,
right,
are you trying to do like a background check on them on like their past?
No, it's not that specifically. It's more like, are you the person that you say you are, and do you deserve my trust? And I feel like people have different approaches to dating, whether it's like, you have 100% of my trust and I'll give it to you off the bat, and depending like on who you are, that trust maintains or goes down, you know? And then if he goes down, it's like three strikes, you're out. Some people have that mentality. Or for me, it's more like, you're at 0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're at 0. I don't know who you are, and I don't trust you.
Oh, okay. So you're like, more of like a build
you have to
trust.
build it for me.
Okay. I think this is important to know, by the way. We're very similar but different at the same time. Like, I'm a very emotional, hopeless romantic, and Beatrice is like logical. Like, she is very like smart in relationships, I would say, right? Like,
I try to be.
Yeah, like you're like strategic in a sense.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I obviously want to protect myself because I value myself, and I value my feelings, but also my time. And like, I value the people that are around me. And it's kind of like hard, especially when you're like, if you meet someone off a dating app, you don't know who they are.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I see it more as like, which like hasn't got to me in the best situations, but I like go with my heart all the time. Like, my brain is out the window when I'm like, so it's like, for me, it's like, for me, trust is like there.
Yeah.
And then once you break my trust, then it's like crashed.
Right.
Not like, oh, you build my trust this way. Like, for me, trust is like, I guess I like look at it like a little bit more naive, you know, like with,
I don't think it's naive necessarily, but
yeah, it's just like a different way where I'm like, oh, like, here, like, here's like, let's exchange these like trust balls with each other. And then like,
do
once
you love people? No, I had this conversation before with someone, and I knew this guy in college who just like loved people. Like, he just saw the good in people like all the time, and like, I feel like people that are easily trust, they really like people, and like, you know, and I'm kind of like not on that spectrum as much. Like, I do like people sometimes.
But you like to like kind of run a background check first.
In terms of dating, it's like, I don't, maybe it's also like maybe this is why I like legal stuff too. It's like, I don't really take things for like, like what you say to me, I'm not gonna trust it just because you said it.
Really?
And this is like,
I trust everything on the internet. Everything. I trust everything.
You trust everything on the internet?
I do. So maybe this is why it's good, you know? We're like yin and yang.
Oh my god, that's the funniest shit I've heard all day. My hair is like falling apart.
So yeah. Maybe
so I would not recommend that you trust everything on the internet. But honestly, a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people do, and it's really easy to. If someone sounds persuasive and convincing, has charisma, like, That's how you get convinced, you know?
I think I see people more as like we're all like you know the same, you know, like we all have feelings, and it's like I feel like there are some people I met where I'm like, you are like a sociopath, like, you know, but that was like after like a lot, like
Hi. Last time she came, she couldn't come. She's all year.
little mini break.
Water break.
Okay, so back to it.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah, we're so cute.
Yeah, she's like,
you'll see us
so sweet.
famous one day. I think
we're matching. If you haven't noticed already.
Like we didn't plan this, and we
didn't
showed
talk
up.
about it.
Yeah.
Telepathy.
Share a neuronic brain.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, like everyone has good in them, and everyone has like some good intention, but then like circumstances in life kind of like make it in a way where like you make a bad choice. So like for me, everyone is a good person, you just made a bad choice. So it's like if someone lied to me about something, I'm like, you're not a bad person, I'm just kind of like, you just didn't sort through your own issues,
right?
And you're not like, maybe like you don't love that about yourself, and so like that's why you chose to lie to me, because you thought like you wouldn't be accepted. And so for me, I feel kind of more like bad for them, but never when it comes to cheating, like in that way, like no, for sure. But if it's like something like where they're like, oh, like they broke my trust in a different way, I'm probably more like, I take it more of like, oh, like how come you felt like you couldn't talk to me, like what happened there, you know, like what
so
happened?
loving.
Yeah,
like you truly are like love this person to like think, oh, like you want to understand the situation.
But I think that's me with everyone, which like probably isn't the best, because I've had a lot of like toxic friendships too, which is why I'm saying like toxicity can be like just not just in like relationships or like whatever, like it's like in friendships too. Like I feel like, you know, like people who grew up kind of like maybe with not the best situations, like, you know, it all comes out when you're an adult, right? Like that's like the whole freaking revelation of psychology now.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, I'm just like, I feel so bad that like that happened, that like I think I'm so like understanding that like I'm the person that takes it all the time, to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to step away. So like I was wondering like how you deal with toxic friendships.
Right. You sound like you are like a really good listener for your friends and like the people around you. And like, do people like kind of treat you like therapists-ish?
I know so much, like people tell me so much about
they
like
trust you.
Yeah, and like, you know, I hope they do, but then I also notice, because like they really are vulnerable with me, like all the bad thing that happened to them, like they do it to me, which becomes toxic, you know. That's when it's like,
what the heck,
I'm like the one person that's like there for you.
Oh my god, so they trample on you because they think you're gonna be there forever.
Exactly. And that's like a cycle I've seen in my life, a pattern, I guess. And so now, you know, like I'm a lot more like, hey, like this is really not nice, because I've had so many amazing friendships, like this, like we're so compatible, we're so communicative, like she's never said anything that like hurt my feelings. You were never intentionally trying to hurt me, or she's never yelled at me, and like that's like the bare minimum.
I'm glad that you feel that.
Oh, of course, like this is such.
Sometimes I'm blunt and I hurt people's feelings.
I don't know, I feel like the only time you're blunt is like funny, you know, and it's like we laugh, but this is like truly one of the healthiest friendships I have, because you're so honest with me, you know. And it's like I feel like you're very good with like boundaries. You're like, Ruby, I don't like this, so like I'm like, okay, I know never to do that, and like I can do the same thing.
I don't remember ever saying that to you.
I think I just like, when you tell me stories and you're like, oh, I didn't like this person did this, I'm like, okay, like I'm just like, okay, like I'll make sure to never do that. So it's like, I don't know, it's just very healthy, you know what I mean? Like I'm never like, oh my god, Beatrice, like I need time away from her, you know?
Oh my god, that's the highest compliment.
But like, it's so
Thank
true, you know?
Yeah.
That like, when I look at toxic friendships, I'm kind of just like, I cannot believe I let that happen. But at the same time, I feel so bad for them because
They're
like,
going through something.
they're going through something, and I know like no one's gonna be there for them. And so they just kind of cycle through people. And it's like, eventually I feel like that's how they'll learn. But
Some people don't.
yeah, some people don't, but yeah, I don't really know what to do in those situations. Like, how do you just kind of like, when someone's like toxic, like how do you just like, you know?
Right. I can tell you like what I do for myself, but I can already tell by the way that you're talking about your friends and like just like your approach to people in general. It's definitely different from me because I feel like so much like care and love from the way that you talk just about people around you in general. And I love the people I love.
Yeah.
But I prioritize myself. And don't make like, I hate selfish people because there's like a difference between selfishness is like you care about yourself only without thinking about the people around you.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Yeah.
It's more like I will do things for you, and I think being a generous person is so important. And like if I really try to stay away from like people that are not generous because like the mentality that you have as like a not generous person like generally is kind of like I don't want to be around that negative energy. But like there is an extent to how generous you can be or how much you can do for someone else, and my like general rule for myself is I will never do something for someone else to the point that it hurts me, you know? Ooh. Like I will do something for you as long as it doesn't take anything out of me, you know?
Ooh, okay.
As I don't have to sacrifice something, I don't have to hurt myself. It's like a mini sacrifice, like I don't care, you know what I mean? Like something I don't prioritize, something I don't care about, like we're going on a trip and you want to hit this and this spot because like that's what you want to do. Like I don't care, I want you to be happy, like, you know. And I'm not like I'm a big go with the flow kind of person. So there's a lot of things that I'm willing to be like, like do what you want, or we can, you know, do what you want, you know. And I'm happy to follow along. But if it's like something that I care about, or I'm like, this is actually gonna like stress me out, this is gonna like take time away from me that like I'm not willing to give you, or like it's too much, or like it's gonna hurt my feelings, like that's my boundary basically. So like I'm like big on like, so I feel like the people that I have in my lives, they're also the kind of people that wouldn't be willing to like cross that boundary. They like care about the people around them as well, in like a similar sense to me. And it's possibly because like we also like the people I'm thinking about, like I grew up with, so they also like understand me as a person, we understand each other, and we have like similar backgrounds. So that's maybe one reason why we have that understanding. But like
this feels like a therapy session, but I love it.
I do feel a little therapeutic.
It's like zen in here.
And I love like just understanding like someone else's thought process too.
Same. I love hearing like how your brain works. Because you know, Beatrice, like when you're saying this, like she really is a caring person. Like I remember like we were in Barcelona and she took out this like, it was disgusting, but it was healthy for you.
Wait, what was it?
It was
this
like,
ginseng?
Ginseng. I don't know what that is, but it's like supposed to give you like energy or something.
Yeah, it is.
And like she brought another one. She packed another one for me, and she gave it to me like randomly on the subway. You're like, you know, like you remind me of like those. Oh, like I don't want a dog, and then once you get a dog, you like love it so much, dads. You know, where it's like. I feel like I wear my heart on my sleeve. But like,
you do.
I remember she brought it out, and then I was like, "What is this?" And she was like, "It's for you. It's healthy. It's really expensive. So if you're not gonna eat it, give it back." And I was like, okay. And she's like, it's good for you. Okay, just try it. And so I remember, like, I was like, the fact that, like, she thought of it, you know, like, to me, that was such, like, just because, like, I feel like me wearing my heart on my sleeve and me, like, oh, I'm so caring. Like, she also cares in, like, ways where it's, like, she cares about you, but then it's, like, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one person told me, like, in relationships, friendships, it always has to be net positive at the end of the day.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, interesting. And I feel like the way your brain works makes sense. It's like, I care about you. I am a generous person. I'm considerate, but never to the point where, like, it takes away from me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
like your mental health, like your time to, like, a point that is, like, strenuous for you.
Which I think is so important. And I think I'm more of, like, I care about you so much that I'm like, I want to, like, help you to the extreme that I kind of almost lose myself in that, like, I guess, project.
Yeah.
But then, at the same time, when I, like, when it's, like, too bad, I, like, eventually, like, I have to take a step back.
Right.
So
that kind of brings up a point, I guess, in the sense that, like, what if, I would say though that as long as your friend isn't doing that to you continuously, and it's like a one-time thing, like your friend, her car broke down, like on the highway, like an hour and a half away, she's like, help me. And you go drive an hour and a half there, you go help her, like it takes the whole day away from you, it's stressful, like I would say, like, being a good friend is being, obviously, like, you know, it sounds like it's like being involved in that, but like that's just like once in a while, you know. It's not, it shouldn't be like all the time where you're just like, I am emotionally exhausted from being your friend. So I guess that is like another thing. So
I think I'm very much like I like having like one friend. I don't have like, or it's like a group of like 3 of us, or like I like being like super like only myself with one person. And I think in instances like that, it gets really hard because like that becomes like my go-to person for everything. And so I do see how it can get draining. And so I've seen a lot of videos lately where it's like your partner cannot be everything for you.
Oh, okay.
So like that makes sense as to when you're saying stuff like this, you know?
Right.
Because it's like, you know, when you get into a relationship, I feel like you, or like if for me, like I would have like best friends and it's like one person is my best friend, and it would get definitely emotionally taxing because like that person is your everything. So I think it's always important to, I guess, like balance at the end of the day. Personally, I found it best when like I just have like balance. Like I love like what's that called, one of my best friends in Guam, like we're like long distance besties, but like I love when I'm like in a relationship, but I have her because like she gets this like emotional side of me that like none of my boyfriends like, or like maybe like they will, but you know, it's just like she's my best friend. So it's like when my boyfriend comes into the picture, it's like he can't automatically replace her, you know?
Right.
So it's like my boyfriend fulfills so much, but like if I put that task on him to like check off the need that my best friend in Guam was checking off, it's like this isn't giving me the same thing. So it's like,
I see.
So it's like for me, like like I love being in a relationship or like in life where like I notice like I need to have like go-to people.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, that's what I learned about myself.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also like very extroverted and I like getting energy from other people, you know?
Right.
So it's like when I'm with you, there's like a part of me that gets like checked off, you know what I mean? That I can't get from like another person because like you get me in a way that like that other person might not get me. So
Okay, I understand. I agree with you.
I feel like this is like psychology. I love it. I love
psychology without any psychology education.
I'm a minor. I'm a psychology minor. So.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, cool. Okay. I'm a peace and justice and global ethics and what's the last one? Anyway, yeah, it's not psychology, but like ethics, you know.
Yeah,
like,
ethics, you have to use your brain and think and stuff.
Yeah, like think about questions.
Exactly.
So it's not science-based, but
I think we should cheers.
Cheers. Let's do like a outro.
Okay.
I think we should think of an intro, honestly, because we just don't have one.
And I was just like, let's get straight into it.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Okay. We're gonna be the nameless, you know, podcasters.
We're your nameless.
Should we mix like
Sen
Korean
onlys?
into it? Yeah, we're Sen onlys.
Yeah.
And we're both like Korean American, but Sen only means like tough older sister. Yeah, like
Strong.
yeah, it's like we're not like the soft girls. It's like we kind of
present as a little bit.
I think
but
we look like it. You know, we look so like cutesy.
I like that because, like, you know, you come see us coming along and you're like, oh, those two cute, soft girls,
like-
and then we open our mouths
We're
and
like
it's like,
catfishing you.
it's like a little twist, a layer. You know,
Yeah.
people like to get surprised. I love that when I like start to like
Really?
see a new friend or a new like date someone and
Yeah.
they think I'm soft, right? And then you don't.
I hate that.
Really? I love the twist because then they think they're like, because like they get two personalities, you know?
Okay.
Like,
I feel like it's because like, you know, like when you have like an impression of someone.
right, yeah.
So it's like I feel like when someone approaches me and like they're like, this is my impression of you, and then they get to know, and I'm like, it's like not what they expected. I'm like,
you're offended?
I feel like I'm like, you know, like, did you want me to be super soft and
Right.
all that, but I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of like use it to my advantage.
At the same time, I do know, like, I feel like you would have been bored if there wasn't this side of me. You know what I mean? It's like,
I would be bored.
yeah. So sometimes I'm like, okay, like I might have bamboozled you, but are you bored? Are you bored? And it's never yes. They're having fun. It's just like a mystery box. But they didn't
Right.
sign up for the mystery, so yeah. But yeah, send on these. That's who we are.
I don't know if it's because I'm the same way because I present as like soft, like first impression's always that way.
Yeah.
That I already maybe like I don't think that way when I see another soft looking girl. Like I'm like just got to know her as a
Interesting.
person.
Yeah.
So I never like thought like one way or the other when I like
Yeah.
met you. I feel like in the beginning I thought maybe you were funny. Like just like
I thought she was like crazy when I first met you. We met at a pregame, by the way. That's how we met. It was
Yeah.
like a pregame.
Yeah.
We were both wearing leather pants, I think.
I saw you at a pregame before that though. I just never talked to you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do remember that I did see you.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't know this girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember there was just like so many people. So like, and I think I brought like friends with me at the time because like I was nervous to meet a bunch of people. Like,
Okay.
But I remember it was like with this one pregame where it was just like us two as the only like girls. So we like instantly clicked.
Yes, yeah.
And she was so nice. Like, you know, like all the other pre-games, like I feel like, you know, the girls were kind of to themselves and stuff. But like we like clicked and like I was like, oh, this girl. And then we got on like the stage. that
Oh
night.
yeah. When we went out, we went
Yeah.
on the stage, and we were like taking pictures together, like we were like longtime friends. like
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my
We're
gosh,
like,
yeah.
say hi to the crowd.
We still have pictures from that day, like
Yeah.
on stage. Like,
Yeah, I don't know where that shirt went. I've been looking for it. and
imagine
I'm
we never spoke again. Like, you'd have just been a random girl on my phone.
Yeah, just
But,
like a
like-
picture together.
Yeah, like we hung out. So,
Yeah.
yeah. That's our love story. That's how we met.
We
What are you about to say?
it's like a perfect that day we met is like a perfect like preview of our relationship because we do some crazy stuff together in like the most like the best
Healthiest ways,
healthiest
yeah.
best way. Like we're just so adventurous, like
It's like
down to be spontaneous.
If you were
like
to describe
go
us, it's
through-
like-
yeah.
we're sorry. What's that called? It's, people tell us like we seem drunk off our minds, but we're sober. Like that's
It's
how
like-
to describe us.
High off of like our laughter and like energy.
Our energies, we bounce off each other so well. Yeah.
This is water.
So yeah.
Just in a fancy glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't drink.
Like, she's sober.
Yeah, I don't. It's like
and
just
I barely drink thanks to her too. Yeah.
Yeah, when we hang out, we don't need to drink. Like
she's like the best drug out there.
Yeah, so that's our.
You can't get her on the streets, you know. You can't. So
yeah, I don't like walking on the streets. They're fucking dangerous. Like, I never told that story. You know what? It's fine.
Which one?
That one where I was literally walking on the street the other day.
Oh yeah.
Story for another day.
Okay,
but,
another day.
Yeah. So
cliffhanger. We're gonna end on a cliffhanger. But yeah.
Should we still haven't told her names.
It's a mystery if you want to find out her names.
That's right.
Yeah. But I said it in the video, so if
same.
you paid attention, leave a comment below on what her name is.
Nice. For now, we're just
a little like
you're
Easter.
sent on these, like.
Yeah. We're sent on these.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. Adios. Mwah.